One of the great things about the oil and gas surplus business is the amount of equipment that I've been exposed to and get to see. Now, I don't always know everything about the equipment, you kind of got a general sense, but there's one guy in the business. He's an OG. He's been around since the late 80s in the surplus business doing print marketing. First guy to have a Oilfield website up here, and he's always specialized in niche, process-focused equipment. Well, today we came down his yard. I can confirm that he's just as niche as ever. All of his equipment is new, never used, or in a raw material form, and can confirm it's as big as ever. Welcome to Colin Gunning's wonderful Oilfield Emporium. There's the flare knockout drum I sold you at Pengrowth.
That is plant 7, yeah, that's right, still there.
Maybe you should lower your asking price, Colin.
What is my asking price?
How long have you had this yard here, Colin?
It's been here about going on 8 years. Best thing I ever did. So this is a new and never used plate and frame exchanger. It's a Tranter manufacturer. It's called a super changer. What is fairly unique about this is it's titanium trim. So
oh wow,
quite a good unit.
Desiccant bag. Oh, that's just for shipping. Yeah.
Yeah, desiccant bags inside it.
Right. Wow.
So that's new and never used.
What would that be used for? Like the titanium?
Highly corrosive service, CO2 type, wet CO2. I bought 3 of them.
Huh. And you sold 2 already?
2's got. There was a same as that and a bigger one.
Yeah.
And they're both gone. So this is a new and never used vertical carbon filter. 6-foot OD, 20-foot seam to seam. 200 and something PSI, typical amine application, amine plant application.
Oh, so giant amine plant.
Giant amine plant, or yes, that's right, a big one. This is a fairly interesting item. It's a shell and tube exchanger inside an attenuated sea can.
Why would you need sound attenuation for a heat exchanger?
Don't know.
Oh, wow.
Probably a 3-inch OD, 2-inch tube inside it. Watch your head. It's high pressure, about 1800 PSI on the tubes. This could go on a site with a free water knockout where they could assist in the heat exchange. It's like a 2-inch tube inside of a 3-inch tube.
That seems like something Craig Piach would know what to do with.
It would. This thing is going to Mexico whenever they get the transportation lined up.
What is that?
It was a De-butanizer package.
Oh, okay.
From Propak. The tower's already gone, the coolers have already gone, but the height is giving us a lot of headaches getting it down to Mexico. 20 foot high.
Yeah.
So we had to do line lifts here to bring it in. They've also put their name on these 2 coolers and 2 heaters, so we might have a convoy going down.
Trailer parking here?
Yes,
how that works?
you always find people
willing to
wanting to come and bring stuff and store it. So these again, new and never used, 3 Glycol forced draft coolers. Of course they can be used for any cooling. Each one has about a 500 PSI design pressure and a rating of about 333,000 BTU each. So they would just mount on top of there, and you've got all your walkways and your ladders and your gantries.
PSAs.
The PSAs, the 6 never used PSA adsorbers. These were designed to purify hydrogen. So hydrogen is coming into vogue right now. They would just be a vertical tower, just like a standard adsorber. A stainless steel screen about here that supports the media. So these could be anything from just desiccant towers to carbon filter. You could load this with carbon. You could load this with zeolite. You could load this with silica gel. You'd bring in your feed gas, whatever that is.
Yeah.
It would come up through the 15-foot bed of desiccant.
Yeah.
The desiccant would attract contaminants and pure hydrogen would leave the top. And this would happen every few minutes. So these things are designed for 2.6 million cycles going up and down from around 0 to 500 PSI all the time.
So yeah, and it has to do with the medium in there, and the pressure loss allows like a molecule to be released.
Correct.
Whatever. Yeah.
So they come in at 500 psi. Certain contaminants or gases are adsorbed, you drop the pressure, move to the next vessel, they come out and collect it.
Yes.
So it's a continuous process. These were for Suncor's hydrocracker up at McMurray for the Voyager project. So they needed hydrogen for their hydrocracker.
There is lots of like industrial application.
Nitrogen separation, oxygen separation, natural gas separation. Vertical gas filter, ANSI 600. That's the stack to one of these Glycol heaters.
I guess they sell in pairs,
They would
right?
sell in a batch of 6. This is the famous stainless steel flare knockout drum, 78 barrel, about 150 PSI.
Ooh. Is this Swan Hills it came out of?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yes, it did.
Swan Hills pen growth.
Plant 7. Got a water boot.
Yeah. It's a nice unit. I saw these on the site. These are like little powerhouses, hey? They're like 25 million.
These are, there were 3. There were two identical large ones. That's a 26 million BTU glycol heater or hot oil heater. And this is a 7 million BTU glycol hot oil heater. So the stacks, you'll see the 2 stacks go on the top. And then these are the frames that go around the stack. They will support the stack.
Okay, yeah.
So these are really nothing more than hot oil heaters.
So are these used a little bit?
No,
or?
never used.
Never used.
The manufacturer of these are out of Quebec. They borescoped them 100%.
Holy cow.
These are just 2 older desiccant towers, 1100 PSI.
Oh, wow.
Stainless steel exchanger. Now these bits here, when I bought all these shells were originally designed by Meg and built them, was going to put them together as a free water knockout and a treater.
Right, okay.
And these are all the desand internals that came with them.
Oh, okay.
So how they go together, I don't know. But
it's on the drawing and some welder will figure it out.
Yeah, there's about 4,000 pounds of 316 stainless.
Arranged beautifully.
Yeah. These are 3 particle filters, also from an amine plant. Instead of having bags poured in the top, these have stainless steel cones and then socks go in those.
Okay, yeah. Jeez. How often would a guy have to change these?
I don't know. I've heard sometimes you'll get a year out of activated carbon or... This here came from the same project as the exchanger. This is
these are these diaphragm pump.
Fluor pump for very highly abrasive. I think the project cam was something to do with soil cleanup in Vancouver area.
Oh, okay.
And the project got cancelled. So these never got used. So there was these pumps, or this pump, and there were 2 containers of exchangers, but I only got the 1. So these shells already, there's 1-inch wall and 3/4-inch wall.
So this would be like a 75 pounder then? 100?
They were 140 PSI.
140.
Original design.
14 feet.
The treater was going to be 100 foot. The free water knockout was going to be 90 foot. So we've sent 2 down to the States to be built as some kind of centrifugal tank and heads. We've still got 10 heavy wall shells and 2 heavy wall heads. Okay, this is a vertical Sparger tower or sparged tower, stainless steel.
Sparged tower.
So,
why do they call it sparged?
Sparger. They have that little Sparger in the bottom. So
okay.
The gas comes in and it's diverted into little fingers and the gas bubbles go through the top. You could fill this with sweetening scavenger liquid and just sweeten the gas by as the bubbles
from the
up.
bottom to the top.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that the primary application? Is like amine?
That would be one application. It could just be a standard vertical stainless steel vessel, 400 PSI.
Oh yeah, another big boy.
This is a boat anchor. Again, it was bought as a hydrogenator. What is unique about this, it's for high temperatures, 700 degrees F. So it's Ca6NM material, So it's 700 PSI at 700 degrees F.
Oh, wow.
And
a hydrogenator?
Hydrogenator.
Hydrogenator?
Yeah.
And that is to do what?
Well, I guess the word comes from the fat industry where they hydrogenate fat, but again, it's nothing more than filling it with a media and pushing something through it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the problem is that they found, Natco has inspected it, because when it came in from India, somebody thought it had rolled a bit on the boat and worn away some wall.
Hence the boat anchor comment.
Boat anchor, so it could be I guess it could be a steam blowdown drum or who knows what.
Holy man.
I had to cut that off to get it out of Edmonton. It was just, that thing was just too high. So again, more of the shells. These are the two high 1-inch wall heads. So I could make, if I had to, a 100-foot, 140 PSI vessel.
Oh, here's our water filters.
The story behind this was Nexon built these two to go to Yemen as water filtration. That's a project that got cancelled, hence they're sitting here.
Yeah, it's high pressure.
Yeah,
You don't normally
PSI.
see, it's always 150 ANSI.
Yeah. These are two high pressure shell and pipe exchangers. These were part of a glycol loop, preheaters and stuff. So the 4-inch coil is ANSI 2500, high pressure, and then the shell is low pressure, ANSI 150. For cooling down or preheating glycol again in a loop, but they can be used for any heat exchange application.
Mm-hmm.
Not a high surface area, only about 800 square feet on the pipe.
What do you got here? Little greenhouse.
We started out by thinking if we could donate some stuff to the local food bank.
Yeah.
So do you know Dwayne Diss?
Nope.
His wife is a gardener, so I said, you can just take it over. Put whatever you like in here and donate whatever you like to the food bank. And
Oh, away they go.
so just more shell and pipe exchanges, lower pressure on these two. These are not identical, of course. So they can always be used as just shell and pipe exchanges for any application. This is fairly unique. This is Amine Re-Boiler. It's got, the body is duplex stainless. It's a BKU, so it could be used in any application, but it's the duplex stainless steel body is the uniqueness of it.
What does BKU stand for?
It's a type of Tema exchanger that it's more like the kettle type. This is a kettle versus a BEM where you have tubes just going straight.
Oh, right.
And that one's a BFU, which means it goes around.
Okay.
They're just the Tema designations. That's sold.
You've probably sold like about 7,000 exchangers in your day.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of exchangers, so that's gone. That's the stack to the big glycol heater.
Yeah, did people just call you off your website, or you just got like a list of guys that have been calling you for 20 years, or?
Yeah,
like
so there seems to be a bit of a word of mouth, looking for an exchanger. Hopefully I'm on the list.
Oh, yeah. So I was just saying to Dan, I was like, Colin's just like, he's the king of like niche stuff for like, well, like in the case of that D-high that we did that one time, you're like, Cam, it's like, it's a 900 ANSI D-high. We're going to get a call in 2 years from an offshore platform. Like, it's like, you're just, that niche of these little bits and pieces so good. So
now that's a unique separator. That's the one that you once asked me to quote you. That's the one that's stainless steel lined internally. That's got 304 stainless.
So they just
weld clad, like a coating. It's really like a coating,
it's a
but
coating.
it's welded on.
Jeez.
To save them building a pure stainless steel vessel, they build a carbon steel vessel and they inlay it with stainless steel. So perfect for wet CO2, something really corrosive.
Okay. And what was that vessel originally for?
It's just a 3-phase vertical separator. So this is this Cyclotube coalescing separator.
For gas.
For gas,
Yeah.
350 million a day.
350 million a day. Oh, wow. That's a
ANSI
lot.
600.
Everything you have here is like never used.
Yeah, this is used.
Oh, okay. Except the one I point out.
That one is used. This is never used.
This thing you've had for 15 years
Too long.
too. I remember like...
Yeah, propane condenser product cooler. That would go well with a little 5 million refridge skid. In the days when we first started, those little skids were moving fast.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5 million a day. They don't anymore. But I bought 2 of these because people were changing out the old exchangers because of their piping, that brass piping that Absa wouldn't allow you to reuse. I'll show you the filters that go in that unit. This is the hub where everything happens.
Oh man, I love it.
So those filters stand on, these things go over, and then these little springs on the top. When you close that quick closure, it pushes down on these and holds them in. The bottom of the closure comes down and just holds all these in place. I think there's 60 in each filter housing.
Yeah, and the water goes down through here and then out through there.
These are weird, wonderful things you inherit. These are block and bleed sampling flanges with a sampler on the bottom. So this would go into the vessel. This is a raised face flange.
Yeah.
This would just be bolted to the vessel, and then you could sample whatever's in there with a block.
Oh, you just open it here once.
Open one, open the other.
other.
Yeah. These are temperature probes where you put, again, into the vessel, then you put a temperature thermometer inside the probe.
Here's the tricks of the trade here.
Oh, these are all the things I swear by.
What about spray nine?
I don't know that one. What's that for?
Oh, really? I just discovered it last week.
This is the best thing I've ever bought.
Evaporust.
You can paint this on a vertical surface and come back in 4 hours and all the rust is gone. Monel valves here, high-spec valves.
Do you sell many valves?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the last thing to show you is pumps. You're a pump guy.
Yes. Oh, yes. Here they are. Oh, man.
Again, came off the same Amine plant or the Glycol plant. So these pumps were to circulate Glycol and Amine. And
250 horse.
in Canada, then Synovus had this big sulfur recovery plant.
Oh, okay.
I forget the name of the project. And I sold the sulfur recovery side of it. So the sulfur recovery plant consisted of the SRU unit, 2 amine plants, a bunch of Glycol reboilers, Glycol heaters.
Oh, like those.
Yeah.
Those
So then I decided to buy the whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
So once I'd sold the sulfur recovery to Egypt, then I said, well, let's just carry on and buy the lot.
Oh, yeah. And then, well, last and not least, like,
These.
take us through your haciendas here.
Yeah.
So this former 200-barrel
So,
tanks,
there's
looks like?
No, they're shells.
Well, oh, there's just shell from here.
Yeah, these are the
Oh, I
shells.
thought this was like a tank.
No, this is 3/4 inch wall shell.
Oh, my goodness.
It's those. Nothing more than bringing those, turning them up, face up, sandblasting and priming. The welder comes and cuts a door in them.
That's an expensive
Cuts the
hacienda at
slots.
retail price, eh?
Yeah. I'm gonna have these running in Western buy and sell next week. Nothing more than the shell, the doors cut in. We put this up. I put the roof on. Now this roof could theoretically start here and go across. And then you could have another area on top as something and then put a grain bin roof on that.
Oh, yeah.
So you would have a place to sit, yada, yada, yada. But if the tornado came in, you just come down and now you've got your security of this. So no, this is a 3/4 inch wall,
Oh, yeah.
15,000 pound shell, which we hope would never leave the ground in a tornado.
Yeah. So that's literally what he's selling as a tornado shelter.
Well, that came up only because of the recent storms we've had. So, it's something people should now think about. If I lived in an acreage and I wanted a workshop come secure shelter comes secure storage. I mean, you could put a blast door on here, you can put anything you like. So the cost is just getting it moved to your location.
Yeah. That's cool.
You'll never get those magnets off. Try and get those, pull those
really?
back. Yeah, they hold.
Jeez.
Incredible things.
That like actually is incredible. Like, yeah.
So you can see you don't need to be drilling stuff for shells and hanging, just buy these magnets. So yeah, so you could do a number of things. You could weld another one on top of this. And you could sink this into the ground, I guess, 8 feet, 10 feet, and you'd have a vegetable cellar. And this is one I think what we'll do is we'll start the roof here. Slot it across, so as long as I could walk in, and then you've got a patio area above. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go and spend as much time as you like.
Colin, it was so great
I'm
to
pleased
see
you made
again,
it.
Man.